everyone. This is Danielle, and I am hoping you can hear me with your live stream signal. Mine is probably not doing well today, so I will have this video, this practice posted for you from another device afterwards if we get cut out. So thank you. Bear with me. So let's begin today's practice. We're going to have 2 blocks for today, and we'll also be using a blanket. And then just come to a nice comfortable seat. You can sit up on your blanket to elevate your pelvis, lifting nice and tall through the spine, and closing the eyes. Just take a grounded seat so you feel balanced in the pelvis, the sitting bones, rising up through the crown, and we soften the face, soften the eyes. Bring your hands to prayer right at the heart center and just bow your head to your heart. And start to take some deep breaths in and out, breathing in fully in a way that you can really receive more oxygen coming in and release more breath out. Let's emphasize the exhale today, where we can really release a little bit more, a little bit longer in the exhale in a way to fully empty ourselves of stagnant, toxic energy. This is a cleansing practice with the breath to extend the exhale. We will get going today. We're going to get a little sweaty. It's been hot here in Costa Rica. I'm already sweating without moving. So we're going to go with that. When the pace increases and the breath increases its pace as well, I want you to remember the exhale. So keep that as a breath intention together today. Keep breathing into the spaces below the top half of the ribs, into the side seams, into the back body. Expand that space between the ribs and the pelvis. Keep going. And you might already notice a cleansing effect that has in the mind. I know with all that's been going on lately, we can lose hope. We can become frustrated. Sometimes we feel more divided than ever. This irony of being connected always as humanity. But with the recent events, with the cases we're seeing in violence, police brutality, and really holding these intentions of compassion and hope in our heart, that we can heal, that we can do better, that we can stay connected. Let the energies of toxicity, stagnation, and fear burn away. Burn away. Create your personal intention of something you'd like to offer to the fire. It's the ritual of burning something away that's no longer serving you. It's personal, it's intimate, but you know it has to happen. We'll allow a moment for that personal intention, that curiosity about what part of ourselves do we need to address and let go of, what's no longer serving our connection together as a whole. What fear can we look right in the eye and say goodbye? Slowly keeping the face soft, keeping the heart open to this curiosity of growth, this curiosity of healing, to lighten that experience of something that might feel very scary to approach or very familiar. That's something that we don't want to always address. Stay in awareness. Keep breathing no matter what. Open the eyes, and we'll begin. Come to your hands and to your knees. So we're going to come into tabletop position. I like to use a blanket here for padding. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tiger claws, really pressing strong into the floor. Curl your toes under. Inhale, lower the belly. Your first back bend, you feel the low back drawn in. Press into the floor, active hands as you lift the upper back and open the back of the body space. And keep going with the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling. And we exhale. Remember that emphasis on the exhale. Inhaling. As you exhale, draw the navel toward the spine. Inhaling. Exhaling, draw the navel toward the spine. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. Bring it back to center. Reach right arm, left leg, or opposite arm and opposite leg, and pulse. And pulse. Point the toes down, pulse from the inner thigh of that pulsing leg that we're lifting. Feel it in the glutes, feel the extension of the spine, and then exhale it back to earth. Opposite arm, opposite leg again, other side. Toes point down, that's a tongue twister, and then pulse. So again, we're lifting from the inseam of that back leg, the inseam of the back leg. We want the inner thighs to be turned on here. Good, and then bring it down. We're going to lift and hover our knees here. Cat claw through the hands, press strong into the floor, draw the low back in, and then start to extend the spine, downward facing dog. You can move your blanket here, have one of your blocks or both blocks near you so you can reach, and then start to feel the opening through the back of the legs safely as you keep the knees soft. Walk this out, a little tread of our dog. Really active through those fingers and lengthen through the spine. Lift the right leg up or one leg up as you did in that pulse from the inner thigh. Pulse again. Really activate the back body here. Pulsing. Bend the right knee. Draw the knee to nose as you shift forward into plank. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, shift forward into plank. Now we're turning on the shoulders and arms as we wait there. As we go forward, go a little bit more forward, navel to spine. Inhale, right leg back. And one more time, knee toward that third eye, press. Inhale, right leg back, and then that foot comes down. Other side, lift from the inseam of that leg, pulse. So we're finding that weight-bearing but solid, stable joint. As you press your hands into the earth, the heads of the arms stay home, shoulder blades down away from the ears and nice and broad at the back of the heart. Pause the pulse, bend that knee in the back and bring it forward. Shift forward into your plank and then inhale, bring it back. Keep going in the rhythm of your breath, fully empty in that exhale. Let it go. Let it burn. Reach it back and bring it forward. Breathe out through the mouth. You got to empty that breath fully. Bring it forward. And again, forward, or back, sorry, and forward. Inhale back. And one more time, we bring it forward. Press that floor away. Re-extend the leg and bring that foot down to the earth. Back to hands and knees. Sit back on the heels, rotate through the wrists. Just keep rotating through the wrists. Try this again. And then coming back to hands and knees. We're going to take the block to the back of our, right on the back of our back body here. And we're going to start to massage, so your intention is to balance. We're going to massage the shoulders. So we'll reach the block in front. Nice, easy rotation through the shoulder, the scapula. Set it on the back body balance. Nice tabletop position here. And we'll take our other arm, get that block, and extend it forward. And we'll keep going. So from side to side with a balance in between. Push the floor away through those cat claws. And back. Press. And again, extend. We'll bring it back around. Press. And extend. Bring it around. Press the floor away. Bring it back around. Okay, now we come back to center with the block. Place your hands in. Lift and hover the knees. Lift and hover the knees. Push the floor away. Here we go. The trembling begins. Nice and smooth rotation through the shoulders. Right? And then finding that balance, navel to spine, helpful. Keep extending through the spine. And we switch side to side. Extend and back around. And extend and back around. Nice and steady. Doesn't mean it's not hard. I'm trembling over here. That's it. Okay, now place that block back. Walk it out into plank. Walk it out into plank. We won't do as many of these. Reach it back. Rotate it forward. And balance. Oops, there goes my block. Reach. Lowering your hips just a little bit more. Got to really press through that tiger paw through your hands. Pressing through. That's it. Press it through. Keep breathing out as you exchange side to side, nice and steady. Full scapular rotation. Bring the knees down. Woohoo, you did it. Beautiful work. Leave the hips up high. Walk the hands out in front of you. Puppy's pose stretch. And stretch through the shoulders, the triceps, all that good work. Heart melting, opening. Breathe through the back. Remember your intention. What are you willing to burn away? What do we really need to face and let go of? What fear? You can name it, you can see it, I'm sure you felt it. Come back to your heels, rotate the wrists in both directions. So we're strengthening all of the shoulder joints, the bones of the hands, the wrists, all the things that over time need compression. So we don't want to avoid these things that maybe are challenging for us and we don't like so much. Bones love it. Okay, we're going to come to our forearms now. So bending the elbows right underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart. Press strong, just like you were through your tiger paws through the forearms, and lift the pelvis. Keep drawing the low back in. We'll go back to that pulse, lifting one leg. Lift from the inner thighs and pulse. So a dolphin with a pulse. Dolphin. Keep pressing down through the forearms in a way that really keeps the shoulders anchored. So we're not collapsed in our joints there. And then lower that leg down. We'll go right to the other side. Other leg lifts. Lift from the inner thighs. and pulse. Inner thigh. Pulse it away. Keep pressing as you strengthen the upper body. Let it burn. Let it change. Breathe. By now, you might be really breathing out through the mouth, but still empty as our pace has increased in the breath. And lower that leg down. Beautiful. Again, slide back, this time into child's pose, arms along the sides. And breathe into your back. Bow to the earth. A very humble pose as we let go. Rock your forehead, might feel really nice, really soothing here. Feel the sweat, feel the purification coming through the skin. This beautiful organ of detoxification. Rise up. Back to your downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up from inner thigh. Bend the right knee, knee toward the front of your mat. Step forward. Rise up. Right knee or front knee over the ankle. Arms above the head. Place your fingertips together around an imaginary ball or grapefruit. Lift the arms, shoulders down away from the ears. Some friends stay here. You can curl back to the expression, the openings of your compassionate heart. Warrior in strength, and our legs hug the feet toward each other. So we have that isometric action through the inner thighs that we felt in the pulse. Come right back up. Exhale, hands to earth. Right arm to the sky, or the same side arm as your front leg, and then bring it down. So we inspire a spiral through the spine, twisting open and coming back. Feel free to put your back knee down at any point to modify. And bring it up and down. Reach it up. Exhale it back. Reach it up and exhale back. One more. Reach it up. Hug those feet toward each other. Exhale back. Step the back leg to the front. Bend your knees. Hips go back. Hips go way back. Knees are going back as well. Weight can come toward the heels. Let's lift the Haikini Mudra again. Fingertips around that ball. Press 5 to 10 pounds of pressure as hips move back. Lift the chest. Stand all the way up and hands to the heart. Let it go. Standing in your compassionate power through the four corners of the feet. Rising up tall through an open heart. All the way up. Arms down. Inhale. Arms to the sky. Exhale. Flat back forward. Fold. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Forward fold. Step the right leg back or your opposite leg back. The front knee is over the front ankle. Rising right up. Hug those feet toward each other. Bring it into the midline. Fingertips together. Haikini. Lift and open the heart. Curl back. Shakiness and all. Back knee is soft. Back knee is soft. And exhale, hands to the earth. Twist second side, spiral it open. Inhale and exhale back. Inhale, we open and exhale back. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, breathe and let it go. Inhale. Exhale, that breath is foundation. Inhale, opens. Back knee can come down anytime to modify this. Anytime. Right? So take good care of where you need to be in the body right now. Come back to center. Press it back. Walk slowly as you stretch the back of the legs, the feet forward. Walk slowly forward. Make it about the stretch that you feel in the back of the legs. Forward fold. And you've arrived. Flat back inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. And hands to the heart. We're just going to keep the feet hip width apart. Parallel on the feet. And we're going to take a squat. And then stand up. Squat. and then stand up. So no jump here, just a deep squat, and I'm going to turn to the side. Hips are going back, just as we practiced in that chair pose, that founder from foundation training. Good, and then keep going. So as you're going to jump, explosive as you rise through the feet, explosive through the energy, and you can really feel the glutes and the hamstrings loading as the hips go back. 2 more. Back. Up. 1 more. And rise. Hands to the heart. And again, through the purification of the sweat, the shaking, we let it go and let it burn. Woo, heart beating. Inhale the arms to the side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's walk it into plank. Take it into plank. Press the earth away. Lift to downward dog. And then back into plank. Shift the weight forward enough where you, again, engage in the shoulders. Lift up to downward dog and re-extend through the low back. Heels don't have to touch here. And forward. And back. And forward. Stay here in your plank. Hover. Hover. Press that floor away. Smile. You're changing. You're burning it away. Press, 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 and knees down. We're going to take some push-ups. You can cross at the ankles, elbows bend back by side ribs a few inches, and back up. So we're not going all the way down. Back up so you can see me here. You're just going a couple inches. I want you to watch the elbows here. They're not pointing out to the side. They're moving straight back. Heart is open, heads of the arms lifted. I'm feeling those triceps right now. Chaturanga push-ups as a prep. You don't have to go all the way down to feel these. Navel to spine. Keep going and breathing. Emphasis on that exhale. Emphasis on that exhale. Push that floor away through those tiger claws. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful work. We're going to walk ourselves out onto the belly. Reach the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers. Swim the shoulder blades together. Inner knees touch. Big toe mounds touch. Look down. Lift from the back of your neck, the back of the heart. Lift your chest. Lift your legs. Stretch through the shoulders and arms. Turn your head side to side. Celebrate the freedom, the length of the neck. Remember your drishti here is down at the earth. Turn your head to the other side. Release the bind. Come all the way down and relax. Shimmy the hips. Release. Place one hand on top of your other hand. Bend your knees. Squeeze your heels together and pulse it up. Again, targeting the glutes and the low back here. Try to relax your upper body as we pulse. As we pulse. That's it. So finding that little pulse of life again. Navel to spine. And release. Extend the legs. Hold your block in front of you. And this is optional. If you'd like to go back to the version of resting your head on your hands, you can. External rotation in the hips. Heels toward each other, toes point away. Lift the body up. Legs and arms. Go back to half version for modification. Head resting. And click those heels together. Squeeze. We're going to go into a little bit of a leg series here today. Together. Look down. Again, emphasis on the length of the back of the neck here. The length of the back of the vertebra in the neck. Right, this is where a lot of our tension is stored, and it's where a lot of our related back pain comes from. Just like our hips, it's all related. Come back up, neutral in the pelvis, lower down. Rock it out. release, release. We're going to slide back into a child's pose. And again, we've taken puppy's pose and child's pose. Now puppy's pose, hips up high, if that's better for your knees. Just stretch back through the back body and bow down. Let go. We'll rise up, do some more leg work later. Come back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, step it forward, rise up. Feet toward each other, hands to the heart. Stepping on that front leg is base leg. Lift the back leg up from the inner thigh lifting. From the inner thigh lifting. Can you pulse? Can you pulse here? Base leg knee is soft. Pressing down nice and strong through the four corners of that standing foot. Reach the arms behind you. Maybe interlace the fingers like we did in Shalambhasana, swimming the shoulders together. See if you can transition with the back knee bending. Back foot came down. Back knee bending all the way forward to stand. Extending the leg forward. Lift the heart. Lift the heart. Crossing front leg over that base leg at the knees and squatting. We're asking a lot of this base leg now. We're building a lot of strength. Hips go back. Release the bind. Fingertips together. Haikini Mudra. Sit back. Weight can go toward the heel. Press into the four corners of standing foot. Release and shake that all off. Beautiful work. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back. Come right into your lunge. Front knee over front ankle. Beautiful. Front knee over front ankle. Remember when we're in a lunge too, you're hugging the feet toward each other. That isometric action keeps the work of the standing leg. We're powering up here. We're going to get ready to stand on the front leg as base leg here. Take your time. Four corners of that front foot presses. Now lift again from the inner thighs. Option with arms, reaching the arms back, maybe interlacing the fingers. You'll notice a difference from side to side in the body, and we love that. We love that about ourselves. We face all of the imperfections. Bend the back knee, draw it forward, stand, rise up tall through the spine as you ground down through base leg. Extend the front leg. Draw that thigh bone back into its own hip socket. Cross the front leg over that base leg as you bend both knees. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Bend both knees. Sit back, weight toward the heel here. Reach the arms up, fingertips together. Power of the midline. Power of the midline and an open heart. Let it shake, let it burn, let it go. Press through that standing leg foot, rise up, and stand. You can shake that out. I like to rotate the ankle of the standing leg because you built a lot of strength there. So you can rotate through that ankle. Here, inhale the arms to the sky. Forward fold, hips back. Lengthen, neutral spine lift. Exhale, forward fold, we step it back. One more time into our plank. Side plank. Hips to one side, one foot in front of the other, or stacking the feet. Another option, the bottom knee down. Choose your version reach. Open it up. Lift your hips a little higher here. Maybe if feet are stacked, you're lifting that top leg up. Beautiful, beautiful. And we'll take it to the second side. So working a lot in the side waist here. Through the center. Second side for core. Remember, the bottom knee down, one foot in front of the other or feet stacked, and you can lift. Reach the top arm. Keep pressing through the tiger claw in that base hand, right? Press the earth away, lift your hips. We're not sinking into the shoulder joint at all. Come back to center. Awesome choices. I trust you're choosing well. Come back to your down or your child's pose or your puppy's pose stretch. I'm going to choose child's pose with arms back and breathe. Breathe. Rise up. Okay, we're going to take our blanket for knee padding now, and I'll just be switching sides toward the side you can see me. So we're just one leg at a time here in this little series. We're going to go back into some of that glute, hip, pelvic support with a little leg series here. Start on hands and knees, kind of where we started our practice in our tabletop today. Press down through the fingers strong into the mat, and we're just going to lift one leg up, 90 degrees at the knee, flex your back foot. Again, we're working through the interior, the midline of the legs. So as you pulse, imagine you're balancing the block on the foot as you start to pulse that leg up. Little pulses to really start to fire the glutes. The back is working. Really in this series, everything works. We've got the core engaged, and we're really going to let it burn here. I said this was a fiery practice today. We're just going to go with it. We need the fire, especially if we've been perhaps not moving as much in the last couple months. Okay, we're going to take it underneath, back to our cat-cow spine, and pulse it up. So little contractions, expansion of heart. That's it. Knee and lift. Bring it under and lift. Keep going. Breathe out. Breathe out. Good. Extend the leg, and we're going to circle. We'll circle the leg. That's it. Circle it around. Circle the other way. So we're lubricating that hip joint with extension of the leg. Circling it around. Staying on that leg, pause. We'll bring that knee in and bring it out to the side. Flex the foot down. Out and in. So like a 90-degree lift now from that hip joint. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Bring it out and in. Keep going. Take breaks when you need to. Come back. Out and in. Bring it out, lift. We'll go back to that little micro pulse. If you want to get your blocks and put your hands on blocks, that might give you a little bit more height to work with. Little pulses. Woo, feeling this. That's it. And bring it down. Okay, this next one involves a little bit of more crossing the legs. Internal rotation cross. So the leg is crossing behind that base leg, and then you're kicking it to the side. So we're going to cross, kick, cross, kick, cross it over, kick, cross, kick, kick. Cross, kick, cross, kick, cross, kick, cross, kick, cross, kick, cross, kick, and one more, kick. Beautiful work. Okay, we're going to step that working leg forward. You're either going to bring it back for an extension and stay on your knee, your base leg, or an option to step and bring that leg forward and then press it to three-legged dog. So you can step it forward and press into three-legged dog. Step it forward, press it up. Step it forward, press it up. Step forward, press it up. Wherever you're working, and again, you can be here, extend. We're working into that hip joint for mobility as we change positions. Step it forward, bring it back. Step it forward, last one. Awesome, those are not easy. Come back through your stretch through the glutes, whether it's puppy's pose for funky knees or a little bit deeper into child's pose. Walk your hands to the opposite direction of that base leg. Just go to the side. Feel a nice little lateral stretch here, also through the ribs. And then back to center. Walk your hands to your other side. Try it both sides. We'll walk it back to center. All right. You know we got two sides to that. So I'm going to just turn around so you can go on to the other leg. So you're just switching legs, right? We're just switching our sides here. Press those tiger claws down underneath the shoulders. Flex the other foot, comes up 90-degree knee bend, and find your pulse. Really set the spine up with length, firing the glutes. Neck is long, heart is open. That's it. Little presses. Little presses. Okay, and we'll go back to the cat-cow spine as you bring it under the knee, under toward the nose, and back up. So we emphasize a little bit more flexion and extension in our spine here. And you're breathing. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Keep going. Feels really good to move the spine and the hips. You're strengthening and also creating lots of range of motion. Okay, pause that. Extend that leg and start to rotate in and out in long extended circles through the hip as you extend your energy through that rotating leg. This is still upper body, my friends. You're pressing those tiger paws into the earth. They're ferocious tiger paws. So press like you mean it. Everything energetic here. Circle the other way. Circle the other way. And really feel your range of motion. It's okay that it's different. We've done things on different sides. We know already. That's it. Okay, and then we'll bring it in. Now we're going to go more lateral, right out to the side, 90 degrees. Keep the foot flexed. Lift and lower. Really squeeze at the top here. Try to keep it even through the shoulders. Remember, we're working the full body here. Base leg, that stable leg is burning. Oh yeah, we're burning today. Out and in. Out and in. Bring it out and in. Out and in. Okay, we're going to leave it up for a pulse. Micro pulse at the top. Squeeze. Give it everything you've got right here. It's not going to last forever. Keep pulsing. Keep pulsing. You should feel this in your base leg a lot. A lot of strengthening. Of course, lengthen through the spine. I'm looking down at the earth so my neck stays long. Breathe. A few more pulses of life. And bring it down. All right, we're going to change the angles a little bit here and cross that working leg behind the other leg and then kick it straight out to the side. So again, with a lot of energy, and you can rock back and then forth. Rock back a little bit, cross, kick it to the side. Back and kick. Cross back and kick. Cross it back and kick. Cross back and kick. Cross back and kick. Cross back, kick. Cross it back and kick. Cross back and kick. Two more. And kick. And cross and kick. Nice job. All right, one more, again, with the choice of how you want to do this. You can step the working leg forward, right, and then extend it back with the base leg down. You can step it forward, press the back leg up into, pressing into a downward facing dog, three-legged dog. So again, it's step forward, press it up and back. Step it forward, press it up and back. Step it forward, press it up. Step forward, press it up. Step forward, press up. Keep going. This is going to really help you, not just in your physical strength, but in our mental strength, right? But also that compassionate inquiry of exploration is the foundation of any true warrior. One more, wherever you are. And bring it down. Oh, you did a little leg series with me today. That's awesome. Let's stretch it out. Bring it back. And remember, you can keep your hips up high if it's too much on the knees. Walk your hands over to one side. Oh, it's a beautiful feeling. Enjoy. Come back to center. And walk it to your other side. Walk it back to center. And rise up. Release. Beautiful, beautiful work. Stay here because we have the blanket, the knee padding already. So we'll just keep it for another moment here through some shoulder stretches. So coming to your tabletop, press down again through your hands. Inhale, lift one arm up, and take some rotations again through the spine as you feed this arm behind your base arm and reach through. We'll reach it up, open, earth to sky, and then thread it through and reach as much as you can. Reach it up. Reach it through. It feels really good through the ribs, the breathing space of the side body as you reach and extend. This time you're going to thread and stay down. You're going to go all the way down onto the arm. We have a spiral through the spine. Your other fingers can tent. Lift the other arm up and bring it around the back toward that opposite hip crease or toward the opposite low back, and lift the head of the arm up and back to open your heart. See if you can tuck that bottom arm shoulder under a little bit more. There's compression there. And breathe. Even with constriction in the belly, we can breathe. Reach it up. Bring that hand back around. Press all the way up and come out in a spiral with ease through the shoulders and back down. We'll take it a second side. Other arm lifts up. And then again, spiral through the spine as you feed it behind, thread behind, and reach to the opposite direction. Again, we're going to lift up and thread it through. Lift it up and thread it through. Lift it up and thread it through. Reach it up. Beautiful mobility in our shoulders that we've strengthened today. Lift it up. This time come all the way through and stay down as you thread all the way to the earth, onto that arm. Compression. Really scoot it under. See if you can get a little bit more on top of the arm as you bring it across. The other arm can extend up and wrap around, lifting and opening that top shoulder back as the heart spins open. We get a lot of nice tissue stretch through the back, the side, the low back. Breathe. Reach up, release that bind, press down into the earth, and twist, rise up, and all the way down. Okay, we're going to sit on this blanket for some height for our pelvis. Feel free to get another blanket or an added towel to sit a little bit higher up on, and then sit at the front edge of your blanket. I'm going to have you get your blocks as well. Bend the knee, the base leg knee, and fold that foot right into the opposite hip joint or opposite base of the pelvis. So we're just tucking this in, and it's most important that your knees just bend the one way they bend, that one flexion they do. And so that feels comfortable. The top leg you're going to pick up by the foot, and first just hold on to the foot. Maybe you're holding on to the base leg here, and draw it back into its own hip socket. So I want you to really ground the thigh bone into the hip socket, which in turn will help lift and sturdy up the back. So we find that we can ground the hip, but use the posterior chain muscles, right, to lift our spine. So we're not rounded and crunch forward, which we do a lot when we're looking at our phones and technology. So we're coming out of that feeling. Shoulders are back. We're turned on in the muscles of the back body to support a lift of the spine. So just let that be compressive, that quality of compression in that hip, just for a few more breaths. That's ultimately giving us a lot more stability and a lot more freedom in our back. We're going to take this further and open this leg of ours a little bit wider. Just make sure that the knee and the ankle are lined up, but you're still drawing back as if you're loading a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow, the reason why an arrow can fly so quickly and so swiftly and so powerfully is because of the tension that you've loaded in the bow to that arrow. So it's the same idea. We're loading tension here so that we can move more efficiently and swiftly. In the hips. So again, it's irony because we have the compression during this facilitated stretch, which gives a length to the back. See if you can even take your hand, draw it to the low back, draw it in, and rise up. So you should feel that kind of natural curve in the lumbar here. Okay, now we're going to release that, bring the top leg across the bottom leg, and this is where we're going to feel the inner thighs coming together again. This widens our base, which is really nice. Notice I'm kind of adjusting. I'm even lifting up my base, getting it a little wider so you can kind of widen the base there. If this is feeling inaccessible, you can just take your block and place it under that top leg. And this gives a nice support for the top leg to rest on. Flex your feet and take your hands to both flexed feet. Press your hands into your feet and lift up. So again, let's load some tension here. Let's load some tension. So we feel the back and we feel the chest turn on, our arm muscles turn on. As we lengthen the spine, press to midline, press to midline. Now, we've loaded the tension, we've lengthened the spine, keep that length, take the fingers out in front and walk it forward. And we're feeling this top outer hip leg stretch. So we feel this top leg, the outer hip, into the glutes, all the way through piriformis, all the good stuff here in our hip system to the back. So keep the feet flexed, protect the knee. Don't worry how far forward it's feeling to you. This is a forward fold if it's 2 inches, if it's 1 inch, if it's half an inch. If there's sensation of forwarding your heart, you're in a forward fold. So this isn't about getting the face to the floor here, the face to the ground. This is extending the spine and releasing tension through the hips. Keeping those knees safe. Breathe into the back body. This is particularly fun and delicious after that leg series that we did together. Oh, this is great. Even though it's challenging, right? This is not, comfy by any means, but we're facing those tight places. We're facing our fears. We don't like to go in these places. But after, the release is so much sweeter and so worth it. Just let it burn. Our theme for today. So coming back up slowly. We'll rise up through the spine. We're going to be very gentle with our leg baby that's probably feeling some things. And just rock it out. Just pick up your leg baby, help it out. Extend that top leg into neutral hip. Pick up the bottom leg, help it extend out into neutral hip. And just in between sides, take a little rock. And we do feel one-sided because we've got that whole other side to do. So totally feeling that. You're going to take what was your top leg now, bend that knee. It's one way, tuck the foot into the opposite hip, right? I keep it really tucked in to protect the knee. So just the one way that it bends, pick up your other top leg now, your new top leg. And if you can hold on to your low leg or your foot, draw the spine in and up as you rise and reconnect, really ground that thigh bone into its own hip socket. And we're going to hold this facilitated stretch. This ultimately gives us more mobility, right? This reconnection of our thighs into our hips, our hip joint. Few more breaths. Again, heads of the arms back, heart open and willing. We change this a little bit more to a more open leg version with the same compression, the same refitting of drawing it in as much as we're expanding out. So equal energy of expansion and contraction. And we do feel, again, the back muscles working. We've strengthened the back today. So now they're working to help lift the spine and draw the low back in, create that space in the spine. Trembling and shaking goes on here, yes. Good. And now take this, and hopefully we've picked up some slack from that facilitated stretch. The top leg is over the bottom leg, and readjust because this side will be very different. If you need to lift up and widen the base, if you need to take that block and prop it under for support, you adjust according to how it feels on this side for you. We're going to take that active press to center again by flexing the feet. Take your hands to your feet. Press it to center and lengthen and lift through the crown. Open your heart, heads of the arms back, and you'll start to feel that intention of drawing into center as you extend out through the spine. Remember the spanda, the equal parts of expansion and contraction. Keep breathing. Even with the compression or kind of the pinchiness we feel when we refit our hips back in the hip sockets, breathe into that. Release the hands from the feet and start to walk it a little further, but with the same extension through your spine. The same energy. We'll be closing the eyes, starting to tune in, bring it back to the inward spaces of inquiry that we invoked at the beginning of our practice. Reflecting on the parts that must be let go of, that exist in our psyche, in our lives, the places where we become complacent or stagnant or stuck. We're going to keep letting the energy of this fiery practice burn it away. A few more breaths. Starting to rise up through the spine slowly. Let's help our legs unravel, unwind carefully through the knees as you extend one leg at a time. Help it out. Help your leg out. And then just rock through the legs in neutral. Beautiful, beautiful. Come on down to your Shavasana shape. Woo! The best Shavasana after that practice. So find your shape. It could be on your belly. It does not have to be on your back. It could be with your blanket. It could be with a block. It could be with just taking up some more space. Finding your way in, finding your way down into the earth as you surrender, as you're supported, as you're held. Let's reconnect. Nothing is separate. And yet in this time when we can come across some of our most challenging feelings of anger, disbelief, right? This time that challenges us and triggers us and divides us even more, it seems, some days. This is the time to renew and refresh the commitment to compassion and this compassionate journey that we're on together every time we practice, every time we purify, and every time we take this really honest look at ourselves. This is the self-study. This is why we came here. And this is what we're here to do. And this is how we grow and stay connected with hope in our heart. We cannot become complacent. We must constantly ask the hard questions, face the fears, and surrender what needs to be surrendered, what needs to burn away, into that new spaciousness of love, that new spaciousness of what if? What if we just believed? And yes, it may be new territory for us to explore in, but what a gift. What an opportunity to come to believing. I'm going to share with you a special poem that I love very much from Mary Oliver called The World I Live In. I have refused to live locked in the orderly house of reasons and proofs. The world I live in and believe in is wider than that. And anyway, what's wrong with maybe? You wouldn't believe once or twice what I've seen. I'll just tell you this. Only if there are angels in your head will you ever possibly see one. Start to take full breaths once again in a way that you can not only receive more life force in, but release more out. Let your exhales be extended today. Empty yourself, rid yourself of anything that's no longer helpful. Rest in the cycle of this cleansing breath today. Continue to let yourself burn away what you face, what you know must be let go of. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, invite your movements, your awakening movements back into the body. You can stretch long through the spine, reaching the arms. Gradually rolling to one side, giving the earth a big loving pat and connection, a touch of gratitude. Rise up in the strength that you have reconnected with, that you have created in your body, to rise with a tall spine and open heart, a grounded, rooted being with such spirit. Bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra, to the heart center. And bow as we burn away together all of the injustice in this world. We're no longer looking away. We're facing with great courage, great honesty, what we must face and know and come to discover, and what must be let go of. May we really honor all sentient beings that roam this earth. We are connected. We're not separate. I lift my heart to you for taking this time, always courageously, to show up for yourself in this way. Thank you so much for joining. I miss you and love you all with great peace, with great love, as friends. Namaste.